K-Max, thanks for the 10. Chrissy, what was your view of Stormy Daniels before? Was she a guest you would have booked? Is she merely a tool the media uses to further their agenda? Stormy Daniels, I think, is super cool. I've met her a couple times at these porn conventions. Do I have her number? Maybe. I do think she is a tool being used by the media. I think, I mean, I don't know her too closely, but I imagine if you are an independent businesswoman such as herself, any news is good news. Any press is going to be good for business. It's going to get you more clicks. It's going to get you more attention and more dollars in your pocket. I think the left has been foaming at the mouth literally since 2016 to try to get Trump in prison and just get him out of the public eye. They're doing anything they can to tie him up with legal BS so that it affects his run and his campaigning. And maybe if, they were doing it to him, in New York, they're trying to see if they can get him on a felony charge, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen because this guy recently added his testimony in, which heavily discredits the lawyer Michael Cohen. So they might end up just dropping the case entirely. Now, whether it's true or not, if Stormy actually did get hush money, kind of doesn't really matter to the leftists because whatever they don't care what it is. They want Trump out. And they don't care how they do it. They don't care how dirty they got to get. Let's see. Okay. What's the most recent article about this? Sure, let's pull up Fox. Who's surprised by that? I do think they're using her. Do they care about Stormy? No, but will they use this story to make Trump look bad? Absolutely. Media fears Stormy Daniels' case could be weakest against Trump. Some real misgivings. A former U.S. attorney told MSNBC this month that the case is not very compelling. Media analysts and contributors have worried that the hush money case involving Donald Trump and Stormy Daniels might be the weakest legal effort against the former president as a Manhattan grand jury decides whether to issue an indictment. MSNBC contributor Charlie Sykes conceded Monday during Morning Joe this week that this may be the weakest case against Trump, though it could be the first in a line to come. Host Mika, what the fuck kind of Polish name is this? Mika Brzezinski agreed. If this is the weakest case, then look at all the others that are in line behind this one, right? Because they're not going to stop. Jonathan Lemire told the panelists that some Democrats in White House, because they want him to be so tied up in legal battles that they want him to miss his rallies. They want him to miss his appearances. They definitely don't want him going to places like East Palestine, Ohio, to like meet the people and get into folks' good graces again. They just want him busy, tied up, not doing what he wants to do. That will be potential. Jonathan Lemire told the panelists that some Democrats and senior White House officials fear that because this case is the weakest that if brought first, that it will be potential allow Trump to then paint this one as illegitimate, that it's weak, and suggest that all of the other cases against him are as well. And that is something they're worried about. Yeah, then why would they're so desperate? Their desperation is so like you can smell it. During CNN this morning on Wednesday, former Barack Obama advisor Van Jones said that the hush money case was not the strongest. This is going to be, I think, a tough decision because unless the grand jury is just overwhelming, if there are any breaks or cracks in the grand jury, and you add that a psychological reality that a lot of Democrats think, would you let Georgia go first? Could you get Trump in trouble for the coup? Do we have to coup? Okay. Do we have to start with porn star payouts? That's just a political reality. Yeah, because all the J6 stuff fell apart. And it was really bad optics when Tucker started to show some of that unseen footage of the Jacob Chansley. Not even his own lawyer got to see that footage. And I don't know if it'll affect his sentence. He's away for 4 years now, and they purposely kept that footage from his attorneys. So I feel like the J6 stuff is falling apart. That's what they really wanted to get Trump on. Everyone is kind of basically in agreement as far as the election stuff goes. So I feel like they can't really, they've beat the dead horse for a long time on that. So now they are like, "Ooh, Stormy Daniels, can we get him on that?" That's just a political reality. And he is, at the end of the day, trying to figure out the right thing to do. And he has not, as best that we can tell, made a decision, Jones said. On Tuesday's show, CNN legal analyst Ellie Honig told host Don Lemon that the case was not easy to prove just because it involved a paper trail. It's not easy to prove the paper crime if the person's name is on the paper. Here, the paper. How many times is it going to say paper? Here, the paper trail can show us exactly how this payment was made, exactly how Michael Cohen was reimbursed, and exactly how they booked it. But didn't the most, maybe this is an old article. I was literally listening to Daily Wire this morning, and they said the most recent witness to come to the stand. What the hell is this guy? What this guy's name? Columbo or something? Columbus? And he literally said that Michael Cohen did not use Trump's funds for the money. He took out some kind of other loan and didn't tell anybody. Some kind of a special loan. I'll have to listen back to that. If there's an email, a text, a memo where Donald Trump says, "Yes, guys, do it this way," or "I'd like you to do it this way," that's a smoking gun. But short of all that, the paperwork is an important part of the story. It's just saying that it's a paper case or a paper trail. It doesn't necessarily get you to the core issue of the defendant or the potential defendant's criminal liability. It seems like it just takes very little for them to either mistrial it or, I guess, let it go. During ABC's The View on Monday, co-host Alyssa Farrah Griffin seemed to doubt that the Stormy Daniels case was a slam dunk. Farrah Griffin said she felt uneasy about the case because it carries the shortest sentence. It's not enough. Put him away forever. I am nervous that of the 6, both criminal. I can't believe they're so obsessed with this. I mean, shouldn't they care more? Shouldn't they be talking about the economy tanking? Shouldn't they be talking about BRICS? There's so many other topics that are more important than Trump. It's because they're scared. I am nervous that that of the 6, both criminal and civil investigations, this one seems like it's the weakest. It's a strong case, but it carries the shortest sentence. She said, "I would feel a lot better." He's not going to do jail time. These people are delusional. I feel like a lot better if the unprecedented step of a former president being, whether he is or isn't perp walked and arraigned, arrested, had his mugshot taken. I want that to be a rock solid slam dunk case. I want to see him in jail. Former U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of Georgia, Michael Moore. Ooh, the Michael Moore? No, just a Michael Moore. Told MSNBC's Alex Wagner on March 15th that he didn't find the Stormy Daniels case very compelling. I have some real misgivings about where we are in the cases. I wish these prosecutors would get somewhere in a room together and talk about who has the strongest case and who's got the most evidence. That sounds like collusion. And who can actually do something as opposed to worrying about who's going to be first at the watering trough. And I am afraid that that is where it is. And I just don't find the case very compelling. We are talking about a case, it's as old as the New York case over a misdemeanor charge, which they think maybe if they charge it a certain way or have certain evidence added to it, it might become a felony. See, it's like, again, this is all like a stretch. I'm just not sure that's the case you want to bring first, try to bring a historic case against a former president. He said it doesn't even matter at this point because the PR about the Stormy Daniels case is already so out there that I feel like the impression on the public has already been made. He said a weak case would make bad law for the other cases that might be stronger. I thought that almost looks like Jamie Lee Curtis right here for a second. I thought this was Brian Callen. Trump could be the first former president ever to be indicted, blah, blah, blah. A New York Magazine piece published on Sunday noted that the prevailing mood among Trump's critics is nervousness and skepticism. We find ourselves on tenterhooks. Isn't it tenterhooks? Tenterhooks. Is that even a thing? I'm looking it up. Oh, it's a real word. Look at that. Tenterhooks are hooked nails in a device called a tenter. Well, that helps. What? Okay, it just means you're waiting for something to happen. Well, then just say that. Idiots. They're waiting for Trump to be indicted by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, who don't even prosecute, looters, criminals, murderers, etc. In what would be the first ever criminal prosecution of a former U.S. president, but the prevailing mood among many of Trump's detractors and antagonists is one of nervousness and skepticism, not excitement. Because if it was a strong enough case, they wouldn't be nervous or skeptical. The piece headlined, "The first case against Trump is this." The Washington Post Ruth Marcus wrote in early March that she was nervous this case might allow Trump to escape punishment. They're so obsessed. An MSNBC op-ed headlined, "The risks of indicting Trump in the New York hush money case," argued this case might be the hardest to prove. Jessica Levinson, a professor at Loyola Law School, wrote that for some of Trump's biggest critics, the prospect of an indictment related to the Daniels case leads to little but existential dread. Trump said Saturday that he expected to be arrested on Tuesday amid reports saying the Manhattan District Attorney's Office is preparing to issue an indictment for alleged hush money payments that Trump made as a presidential candidate in 2016. But now we know that Michael Cohen, I think, did it sneakily without telling him. Okay, they haven't written anything. They haven't written anything new. Let's get this one from Radar Online 7 minutes ago. Trump grand jury canceled for the rest of the week after Michael Cohen letter throws wrench in the case. They're having trouble convincing the jury. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Yeah, Trump's could take advantage of this. The grand jury weighing the charges against Trump was told to stay home again on Thursday, which can confirm, meaning the jury will not meet again until Monday at the earliest. The cancellation of the jury session on Thursday came one day after Manhattan District District Detergent, that's funny, Alvin Bragg ordered those on the panel to stay home on Wednesday for unknown reasons. The unknown reasons were because this other guy gave his testimony and it hurt everything. What the hell is that guy's name? According to the Daily Mail, there are reports that the Manhattan grand jury session may have been delayed when the panel is preparing to hear from at least one more witness before discussing whether to charge Trump with finance crimes he allegedly paid to Stormy Daniels in November 2016. Even more surprising are reports that Manhattan DA Bragg and prosecutors in the case are having trouble convincing the jury to indict Trump on criminal charges connected to the alleged. Wow, this is a New York jury. Yikes, this looks like an AIDS Obama right here. They are having trouble convincing the jury to swallow the case. It's a weak case and has caused divisions in the DA's office. A letter penned by Michael Cohen's attorney in 2018 has reportedly thrown a wrench in the Manhattan DA's case. Why won't they say the name of the guy? Why didn't they say his name? All I want to know is this dude's name. Stephen Ryan. Is that it? Anyway, according to the 2018 letter, neither Trump nor Trump's 2016 campaign reimbursed Cohen for the $130K hush money payment made to Daniels from Cohen's own personal funds in November 2016. The letter seemingly contradicts Cohen's previous testimony that after paying Daniels with his own money, Cohen was eventually reimbursed by Trump using funds from the then president 2016 campaign. Oh, so it seems like he's just a liar. In a private transaction in 2016 before the U.S. presidential election, Mr. Cohen used his own personal funds to facilitate a payment of $130K to Miss Stephanie Clifford. I keep forgetting that's her real name. Stephen Ryan, Cohen's attorney, wrote in a letter to the Federal Election Commission on February 8th, 2018. Neither the Trump organization nor the Trump campaign was a party to the transaction with Ms. Clifford, and neither reimbursed Mr. Cohen for the payment directly or indirectly. Yeah, this is going to fall apart. Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Come and get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.